This review is a patron's pick. Head on over to my Patreon to vote in the next one. Dragon Ball, Pokemon, Kaiju, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews. Hey, hello there, collectors. It's Steven here, and welcome to my review of the SH Figuarts Tien Shinhan. Wahaha. Some of you may know that I already did the Demoniacal Fit accessory set for Tien and Yamcha, but now I'm actually doing a review for Tien. And Tien actually does come with chiaotzu, so we can't forget about our little white friend, buddy chiaotzu. Yeah. So, this is a P Bandai web exclusive, and it was brought over to North America thanks to Bluefin, and prices on the aftermarket are starting to go up, especially now that we have plenty of other figures that go well in the collection. Before, we didn't have Kid Goku, Bulma, we didn't have Zamasu, we didn't have Ultra Instinct Goku, and this is the only Tien that we have, so whether or not you want to put him in a Dragon Ball or a Dragon Ball Super display, because, yeah, people like to do customs, you can make a tournament of Power Tien here if you really wanted to. Yeah, you could. Now prices are going up, and folks are still debating if it's worth the purchase, and I do have to say, yeah, Tien's pretty good, but is he going to be over $100 good? Well, let's take a look to see whether or not he's worth adding into your collection. For some reason, I don't feel like he's quite on model here. I do think that there are some things proportion-wise that are off, but that can definitely just be a personal thing, I guess. I don't know. I feel like he's too stumpy in some areas, specifically on the head, but when it comes to the actual execution of the figure, the only legitimate critique that I have is I do feel like they were a little heavy-handed on the dry brushing for the pants down by the ankles. It's a very, very dark green, and it almost is a little off-putting in comparison to the rest of the pants. Otherwise, the actual paint application for Tien is very good. We have a fantastic paint marking there for the scar on the chest that also goes up into the shoulder area of Tien, which that's good. I just really wanted to point that out. There is no slop there. For all of the head sculpts, as you will see, the decals that are applied in the paint apps are very, very fine. We have the wristbands on Tien. The paint is masked very well. Essentially, there are no issues with this figure. It is sculpted very well. All of the details on this look great. And again, the shading on the pants down by the ankles, it does look a little heavy-handed. I personally would have done a little better on that, but it is what it is. Back when Tien came out, they were still struggling with getting the 2.0s just right, even though this is technically a 1.0 of Tien, but still, they were still struggling just to get that coloration correct. You can see this on Yamcha, you can see this on the Super Saiyan 3 Goku renewal, yeah. But at the end of the day, this Tien, for quality-wise what they produced, even if I think it isn't quite perfectly on model, it does look very good. Tien's articulation is actually pretty good. I think the knees could be just a little bit better, but otherwise, it's primo. So what do we have? Well, the head attaches into the neck on a ball joint, so we can move Tien's head around, which is very good. When we get to swapping out parts, I'm going to talk about an issue I have with the neck, but it is what it is. The neck plugs into the body on a ball joint as well, so we get nice movement here for Tien. He can look up, unfortunately, actually only about that far, look down that far, left and right, that's all good. Looking up, yeah, that's a bit concerning, but as we'll see in a minute, not so much. Shoulders, we have a little bit of a butterfly hinge to move forward. This is an older 2.0 body, so yeah, they didn't really think about butterfly hinges too much back then, but c'est la vie. We do have ball joints, so this way we can move the arm around, along with hinges there. So yeah, Tien can definitely T-pose because there's no shoulder armor blocking that, so that's good. Dedicated bicep swivel with double hinge elbows, and then we have the Figuarts style swivel hinge wrists, so this way they spin at the base, hinge in one direction, and then the wrists, or the hands, are plugged in on ball joints at the wrist, so this way we have a little bit of extra movement. Now, as you heard there, and as you saw, I kind of struggled, and there was a loud snap. Normally with Figuarts and even Ultra Act and some other lines, yeah, you do have to put a little bit of effort in to swap out the hands. However, for Tien, it is very difficult to do so. I feel like every time I'm swapping out the hands, I'm going to break the wrists. So be careful there. For the ab crunch, we do have a ball joint, which is very nice, so that really helps to compensate for Tien looking up, and then we do have a ball jointed waist as well. Now for the hips, we do have the 2.0 style, so we're going to have swivels forward and out to the side. So there, yeah, out to the side to do the splits, not all that great, but moving forward and back, just fine. For the knees, we are going to have a double hinge, but they're kind of bulky, so that's about as far as they're going to go. For the ankles, we do have a barbell style or double access style ankles, so we're going to have fantastic ankle rocker movement there. Forward and back are just fine, and then we do have a little bit of a toe hinge. Doesn't really want to move too much, but it is what it is. So overall, Tien's articulation is very good. I do feel like his knees could be a little better, but otherwise, yeah, he works. Very nice. Very good. So he moves pretty well. How about those accessories? Well, Tien's going to come with 3 alternate head sculpts. He's going to come with a couple of alternate hand parts and chiaotzu with a support part for Nappa. So for those alternate head parts for Tien, I do want to preface this by saying it is relatively difficult to swap the head parts because as you try to line it up, the ball joint in the neck, that is, with the hole in the head, be careful that you're not going to break it. But anyway, we're going to start off with a smirking face, which is pretty cool. We're going to have a crazy sort of gritting teeth face, like, oh crap, something just happened. And then the screaming face, which that will be used for the tri-beam. Yes, so Tien also comes with alternate hand parts, and he's going to come with a set of left and right hand parts to recreate the tri-beam. He's going to come with super splayed hand parts, so this way, if you wanted to have him do the solar flare or do a funky dance move, he can do that. He has 2 sort of gripping hand parts. This can be used for a Kamehameha or something else if you want. And then he comes with sort of finger gun for the right hand. And even though this isn't exactly accurate to the dot-on ray, which, you know, a lot of folks I've seen them use this for, this is actually, I believe, meant to be for what is known as the Spirit Tri-Beam. This is when he is attacking Nappa after he has his left arm blown off. He focuses all his energy into one final attack on Nappa. And as we know, because he's an Earthling, it doesn't work. So that's what I believe this hand is intended for, but hey, it works for a dot-on ray hand part as well. Now, like I did make mention, we do get chiaotzu here, and chiaotzu does look pretty good. I mean, considering it's nothing but a static figure, we're only going to have swivel movement, effective swivel movement anyway, at the neck to turn the head left and right. It is what it is, and it's done relatively well. Now, this is actually more so an accessory for Nappa, because you're going to need the Nappa Figuarts for this. There is a little translucent plastic clip that goes on Nappa's back. It's pretty easy to figure out, especially if you're looking at the instructions, and once you clip that onto Nappa, you can then clip chiaotzu on there, and then you can recreate the scene in the Japanese cartoon or the comic book where chiaotzu blows up. And there's a common theme here with Earthlings not doing anything to Saiyans, where chiaotzu blows up for no reason. So, yep, here's just a shot from a couple different angles there, and bada bing, bada boom. So I actually went through that relatively quick. There's not a whole lot to talk about there, because even though Tien does come with some crucial stuff, and we effectively get 2 characters here, though I hope one day we're able to get an actual proper Figuarts of chiaotzu, Tien doesn't really come with a whole heck of a lot. But what I will say is that on the secondary market, there are some other accessories you can get to help out Tien here, whether it's going to be that accessory kit I talked about at the top of the review, so this way you can give him his Cell Saga look, or if you're looking for energy effects, I have videos to help you out to spruce up your display. Now we're going to go ahead and move on over to a size comparison, so this way you get a good idea for not only how Tien would look alongside some general action figures, but alongside some different Dragon Ball eras, whether it's going to be Dragon Ball or Z. Yeah, he fits in well. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Yeah, aftermarket prices definitely crept in on this guy, and it's through the roof. Will Bandai do another one anytime soon? Don't know. Cell Saga, definite possibility, because it's an easy modification that they can get onto the market, but I really do hope we get an End of Z, we get a super style one where he's wearing his more, I guess, traditional, not monk-like clothing. I can't forget the Crane School. I don't know. You know which kind I'm talking about. But anyway, Tien, pretty good figure. Really concerned about the difficulty for popping off the neck joint here and there and the wrist joints, but once you're able to get over that, and hopefully they stay for some time and they don't end up breaking, then guess what? Got a good figure choice right here. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand-selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand-selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.